Hi, this is Light from RedTrack and welcome to unofficial videos. So today, they're unofficial because they're not done with proper preparation, all the nice slides and visual. I just jump in and share some answers to the most popular questions, and then our marketing team amazingly would process that content into a more consistent piece. So today we're going to talk about lead gen and Facebook setup for RedTrack using Google Tag Manager. As you can see, that's just here, proper slides done, and we'll use thank you for one of our users to allow to share his setup from start to finish, and it's beautiful because it's very fresh, clean, empty Google Tag Manager, empty ad account, so we can show most of the things, of course, except for Facebook. So let's start with the case. We have a lead gen website, and it works amazingly well. I've seen the numbers. It converts like crazy in a very competitive niche. We have this website, and we have two calls to action. First one is where somebody does the lead and basically captures the book, and then when somebody books a demo. So we have two conversion events. Let's start with the first one and stop there for a moment, proceed with all the other parts of the setup. So we go here, do some sort of like dummy setup. And I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is good. So we came to the website. We're making our first conversion. Actually, we want to capture the sources of the traffic, and we want to capture these and following conversion events. So, boom, we have our first conversion done. Now, before we proceed to the second conversion and all this funnel, let's overview what was done in RedTrack to capture incoming traffic, conversion events, and show all the reports, and what we do in Google Tag Manager. So first thing first, RedTrack. We see a nice dashboard with some data about all the events we want to capture. However, before we get to that data, and we can do it in the last 7 days, this mine lead for today, the dummy one. So before we do that, we start with the key setup steps. First, we go to Tools, Domains. You see it has custom tracking domain. It's very important. Don't skip this step. Please set up custom tracking domain. It's fairly easy to do. We provide you with free SSL certificate. All you need to do is just have your own second level, third level domain and point it to your dedicated domain URL. Second, after you do that, you need to set up a brand. We call it a brand. Basically, that's what we're responsible for capturing the traffic. And for lead gen, without any backend integration, without capturing any data from the backend, it's fairly simple. Just give it a name, and then that's it. Nothing else to set up here. Then you need to set up web property website. For website, again, it's fairly simple. You just give it a name, pick up the brand you added before, and then provide URL and these tracking parameters. They're important just in case you would ever want to mix together redirect and no redirect traffic. If you don't ever plan to do that, you can skip the step, just leave the URL as a placeholder. Again, that's it. You don't need anything else. And we close. And then we need to set up at least two traffic channels. One would be for Facebook. That's where the main clicks will be coming from. This one will be to capture all the unattributed traffic. The difference is that Facebook is somewhere you added RedTrack tracking parameters. And attributed traffic is somewhere you have not added RedTrack tracking parameters. It may still have UTMs, we'll still capture those UTMs, but will not count that as paid ads. So RedTrack can capture Facebook, TikTok, Google, Klaviyo campaigns, anything else you need to do. Just need to decide if you want to do actually what you want to have as paid ads and want to have use as unattributed traffic. How were those parameters? Click this one, then pick this for unattributed traffic, this one for Facebook, for TikTok, for Google, for Taboola, whatever you may plan to use in the future. All the tracking sources come with preset list of tracking parameters, UTMs for organic, and some additional details for the paid channels. And then you can also complete the integration and add the pixel details. Now, next step, when you do the channel, you do a campaign. Again, we did 2 campaigns, one to capture Facebook traffic, the other is to capture unattributed traffic. At the initial step, you don't even need to do a Facebook campaign, but because they're very simple, like have a name, traffic channel, and then the website you're going to promote, it's fairly easy to do. It's just do set up both campaigns at the same time. When you will set up Facebook campaigns and you have already connected the Facebook ad account, don't forget to activate auto-update costs, so that we start reaching out to Facebook API and update the costs of your Facebook campaigns every 30 minutes or even higher for some additional extensions. Sorry, with high frequency. So with that done, we need to proceed with last step of the setup to start tracking clicks and conversions. We go into conversion tracking and we set up additional conversion events. And then what we do for duplicate postbacks, either we ignore them or we actually going to duplicate postbacks by event ID, or we do something else. That really depends on your needs for the tracking. Typically, you want to have it like this, especially for website or client-side conversion events with Google Tag Manager. And the last step, you go and create a script. For the script, you basically give script a name, pick up default option, then pick up default channel, pick up the tracking domain you have added. This is important part again. Then the model, which should be last paid click. Then the attribution window. This is set up by 30 days by default. You can increase it, decrease it. And don't forget to add the cookie domain. That's to set up the first party cookie from this domain of your website. However, if you're using multiple landing pages or subdomains, it's essential they all run on the same domain, second level domain. So you may add domain here. Like this. And you'll have a script. You save the script and you're good to go. What you need to do then is to copy the script and proceed with Google Tag Manager. In Google Tag Manager, we have added 3 tags. One is to capture all the clicks. It runs on all pages, and it has the script that we copied from RedTrack. That's it. It's good, and leave it as it is. Next step, you go to variables and you create a first party cookie variable. Ideally, you give it the same name as the cookie name to exclude any issues in the setup and make it very consistent. So you call it like this, RTKCLICKID-store, make it first party cookie, and then cookie name should be exactly the same, and save it. We'll use this variable to capture the value of the first party cookie we created by the script and send back to RedTrack as a conversion webhook or postback or whatever you want to call it from Google Tag Manager. In order to do that, we create 2 more tags. One for lead conversions, the other one for demo conversions. They are exactly the same. The only difference is the conversion name and the triggers. And that's where these part of the setups with conversion tracking and domain and conversion type goes into play. So this is your postback for STS conversion tracking. And this is your conversion event name that you add to this postback as type equals lead with capital L in our case. So what we do in Google Tag Manager, we go to new tag, we create a custom image tag. Basically, for the first tag, you do custom HTML tag, that's for clicks. For webhooks or STS postback, we're going to call from Google Tag Manager, you do custom image tag. And you do custom image tag, again, do the names you want. It just makes reading the account easier later on. You have a custom image tag. You have the postback URL from RedTrack. We removed the sum because it's a lead, doesn't have any conversion revenue. We added the variable we got from the first party cookie we create further, and then we added type equals lead. So now anything that will be sent to RedTrack with the click ID will be recorded as lead conversion. And then important that you need to define when this conversion will be fired. So I'm not as good with Google Tag Manager setup as my team, so my team would probably connect this to the button click or to form fill. I don't know those advanced stuff. I'll show a simple way. So capture lead, and this is the trigger. Page view, window loaded. I mean, that's, you can go for other triggers, but usually this is sufficient, and it's happens when the page was loaded in, and Google Tag Manager sees the page was loaded. So then you do some window loaded events, page URL contains, and then you leave the part of the page URL that actually defines the page that happens when you the required conversion lead happened. See, this is our page. So we just use this as the definition for the trigger. So whenever somebody gets to this page, it means they submitted the first form, so that's a lead event. And we do the same with the second conversion event demo. Again, same URL that you got from your RedTrack account, because you pick here your custom tracking domain to not make any changes. Just copy it, paste into custom image tag, remove this sum parameter, add and type equals demo for the second conversion event, and then put the proper trigger now for the other page of the website. And that's it. This is the whole setup done. So for the key things, you have added the custom tracking domain, you have added the web property, you set up 2 channels, and then you have created a script and added this script in Google Tag Manager together with 2 postbacks and 1 custom variable to store the will of the first party cookie. You can always check the script is working, because whenever you'll go to this a bit advanced, but go into your inspector, you can see that this is our cookie, and this is the click ID. By the way, since you also can see Facebook browser pixel, we actually capture this data too, and we can use it to do smart attribution. So basically we listen to multiple parameters. Some of them are visible, some of them are not. And we can send data back to Facebook with all those additional data points, so that Facebook can do a better attribution and campaign allocation to your actual campaigns, even if you miss a first-party data like email or first name or phone number in the postback, which can often be done through integrations with the backend like Go High Level or ClickFunnels or Gravity Forms, which we support the API integrations for additional details. But suppose you don't have those, you just have regular pages, use Google Tag Manager and use those tags to capture clicks, custom HTML, to send back conversions, custom image, and then you need to have a first party cookie variable in here. So that's the setup part done. What we need to do is we need to go to campaigns, go into Facebook campaign, go to universal tracking parameters, UTMs, and copy this into the tracking template of your Facebook ads, so we can start capturing the data that is coming from Facebook. And so what about the data? First, we have multiple ways to see the data. Campaign reports. We can jump into some granular details and see reports across multiple data points with up to 5 drill downs for these Facebook parameters, for some of the data points we capture ourselves. However, the key parts I think would be most useful is to have the acquisition dashboard, which gives you high level of view of all your traffic. You see we have some direct entries, we have some Google search entries, we have some redirects, and we have Facebook traffic. And we can then, of course, see also, like, for example, which specific ads contributed, where they were available for your results. If you want to jump into some granular breakdowns, you can go into, let's start with the regular reports for now. So we go into reports, and for example, we want to sort of campaign. We go into reports, that was automation rule, and we do something like Facebook so that's organic traffic, and that's why those videos are like done impromptu, they unofficial ones. So we go into Facebook reports, we then do let's go for campaign name, ad set name, ad name, and then even placement. I mean all you want to see. And then yeah, we can go for yesterday, apply refresh, and then we have some data. First, it's all in red because like it has no data here, and it has some very weird list of columns which are not useful. So what we're gonna do? First, we're gonna set up columns. We're gonna remove everything we don't need, just leave clicks. LP views, that's how many pages we viewed. We can skip everything else and scroll all the way down to, we want to have leads. Oops, we want to have leads. I use this one, it works reliably in my browser. Demos, lead conversion rate, demo conversion rate, return investment, we don't have any monetary value attached. Revenue, no, we don't need to have revenue. Cost per actions may be nice. Average order value, we don't have the data, and we don't have all the other data points. Cost per click, you may leave it here also, and then remove all the data points that we never plan to use. And now our report is nice and clean. We can reorganize it, like go to lead conversion rate, lead cost per action, demo conversion rate, demo cost per action, clicks, cost per click, and we're missing the cost here. So let's find this cost. And just for the sake of setup, move it to the very end, save and apply. Now we have a proper data here. We have leads, leads conversion rate. So basically, clicks into leads or demos into clicks. We have a cost per action. Now it's updated, so it's even here. Now we have these costs in here. We have cost per action. We have everything for all the data points for yesterday. Of course, we can also change the time zone. Now, if I don't want to do the same setup every time, I just go to template management and save Facebook default. So next time I want to use this template, I can pick it up from here and save all the times of setting up all those drill downs. And of course, I can then jump into details, see the ad sets, see the ads, and even see the placements. knowing what actually works for me to drive specific traffic. Interesting, what is other for Facebook? It's the data point. I never seen that. We can try to see here. Well, so these are your reports, and last type of reports you may want to use from time to time is to see the conversion path report. Of course, it's better when you have multi-touch campaigns with longer decision-making paths. It will give you more value in the data, but even on this level, you can go into conversion path, pick up the website. That's for those, if you have more than one website, so you can choose for which website you want to see this conversion path report. Please note that currently shows just top 20 pathways. To make it simple and easy to comprehend, we have all the information, we just don't want to push it at you. Then you pick up the event, then you pick up the when this conversion happens, and then you pick up a lookback period, which is 30 days. In high tier subscriptions, we have longer periods of time. And then we pick up the granularity, RT campaign or just campaign. So campaigns are the data that you have here, or these campaigns. And RT campaigns are the values that we collect through UTMs or tracking parameters, and they will be more granular. So let me show you first RT campaign. So again, the typical path is Facebook, or then 3, and then the unattributed traffic is 2. So pretty basic. Now, if you go to RT campaign, you see that actually we had this campaign, 2 events, this campaign, also 2 events, and this different campaign from Facebook just giving us 1 conversion. Now, of course, for high tier subscription plans, we can also go even more granular, like campaign plus ads, so you know which specific ads and which specific combinations drive you the results. So this is good, this is useful, and you may try to incorporate into your decision-making process. Now, we have color codes for most of the traffic, so we don't, like blue for Facebook, green for Google, etc. And then we can do these paths for other conversion events. Of course, all the ones we have. See, the paths will be different campaigns, different results. Please bear in mind that just one top 20 paths. And then you can set up different lookback periods or different time frames in order to see what campaigns are driving you the best results in terms of conversion events. Eventually, this will turn into attribution modeling reports. For now, it's just the conversion path. Now, we have not covered rules, we have not covered a lot of other things RedTrack has, but that allows us to keep this video quite short and comprehensible. So again, we reviewed how to set up RedTrack for Facebook lead gen campaigns using Google Tag Manager, and actually how to view some of the reports and get the data about your Facebook campaign performance. Thank you, and hope you enjoyed the video and it brought you some value understanding on using RedTrack. Till the next one.